Hello and welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is still about the winter solstice. I did one reading already on this theme, but I think that there are more portals that are opening up for us. So I would like to take this opportunity to really receive this winter solstice gift if you're on the northern hemisphere like me, but also just the summer solstice if you are on the southern hemisphere. So this is the solstice portals that are now opening, and I feel like they're so massive. They have so much opportunity for us that I decided to make a series of readings about them. So first pile we have Scorpio, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Taurus. Your card is the Meadowsweet. Second pile, we have Gemini, Cancer, Libra, and Aries. And your card is Comfrey. Second pile, we have Capricorn, Aquarius, Virgo, and Leo. Your card is the Poppy. Okay, so I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile with your zodiac sign, your chosen card, or your intuition. I will see you in your pile. Pile number 1, your card is Meadowsweet, and Meadowsweet is about a blessing and the need for celebrating or for ceremony, a rite of passage, let's say, especially if it's related to celebration. So the attitude is of gratefulness and gratitude towards something. It can be just towards life itself, the celebration of life. But yeah, let's see what else we have. What is the theme of your reading? And what is this portal about for pile number 1? Okay. Yeah, let's check out the mystical kipper first. Work, occupation. Gaining a lot of money. House. And living room. This is not the first time that I see this combination of the work, occupation, and the living room. And to me, these two have a lot to do with the place where you will be. So if it's inside or outside, because work occupation has to do with things we have to do outside. So it's not specifically your work, because you might work like on a computer or in the office, but it's whatever is your work that is done outside. And then you have the living room. So these are like two specific places, one outside and one on the inside. Very nice. And also with the house here. Okay. It's possible that this has to do with buying a house, because there's this sense of getting something, and the house has to do with stability. Sorry, maybe you're not seeing the cards. Okay, so I would say that this living room is here inside this house. And it's like in these two cards, the first two cards, you're like outside of the house. It's how I'm seeing this little story here. And then you earn something, you find something. It's like it's a blessing, it's a celebration. It might be that you are buying a house, or that you are moving houses, or that something is changing in your life that requires some sort of ceremony, some sort of like baptism or transition that needs celebration and recognition. Okay, so what is on the other side of this portal for you? Wow. Gildaptis with synthesis. Interesting. I also feel like on the other side of this portal, there's some sort of natural setting, possibly a different nature. Because I feel like there's a different combination of elements. It's like you are changing the elements in your life. I'm so sorry for my voice. It's a little bit coarse today. Hoarse, sorry. Yeah, so a change in your structure. If it's not changing houses or moving or relocating, I would say that this has to do with the structure, something that brings a lot of stability in your life. It might be a family context, it might be a specific group of people, it might be a job, a specific job. But there's this homey feeling, this coming home feeling to this that is very pleasant. I feel like there's a lot of comfort. It's like creating the perfect setting. So creating the perfect setting for something is a part of this transition, a part of this change, and it's something that you should celebrate. That should be celebrated. It might also be that you're changing jobs, you're changing your occupation. And when I say changing jobs, I also mean like changing your profession. So what is it that you do? It's not merely like changing companies. And if it is, you might feel like you're in a completely different setting, in a completely different job. Even if it's the same job description, I feel like it's going to feel super different. It's going to feel like a completely different world for you. And it's something that you should celebrate. There's a lot of blessings there, even if there's some sort of, I wouldn't say like a shock, but if there's some things that need to be balanced there, I feel like you'll find a lot of blessings if you search and if you are focused on gratitude and receiving something and not being so, Well, I am now trying to channel the message because you have a different message, because you have Blood I Wed here. In Blood I Wed, it's a very complex story. It's not complex, it's just has a lot of nuance, let's say. But the main concept that you can derive from her story is one of feeling betrayed, of betrayal. But I feel like there's the need to see the opposite of that, like the blessing that comes from a certain adversity, or a certain effort, because you have the work occupation here is very, it looks like it's demanding, like physically demanding, and it might be, we might need a lot of grit, a lot of effort. It might seem like it's a bit rough, but I think that there's a lot of blessings there, and you can get those very easily. It's like you're super lucky and fortunate at this time. Okay. The Hierophant. Page of Pentacles. The Fool. Possibly because when you're going into this new environment, you might feel like you're starting over, like you have a lot to learn, and it might seem like it's a little bit daunting. The Chariot. But you're going to be victorious, and it's something that you're doing out of your own volition. It's not something that you are just trying to adapt yourself to, or just if there's any change, it's not something that's out of your control. I think you're in control of the situation. You might also have to be very methodical and detailed. Seven of Cups. So I feel like the toughest decision, or the hardest part, is over. It's and if it's right on the verge of happening, I think this reading is urging you to celebrate, because if you are in that state of gratitude and celebration, I feel like you're going to do things more you're in your own way, in your own energy, and not so much in that effort because you see, it's like he's just planted the seeds, so he's got to wait for them to, maybe you have to wait a little while before you see the results. But if you are grateful, I feel like they might come easier to you, or maybe even faster. 10 of Wands. It might seem like you shouldn't be starting over. It's like you might feel like you're losing something. The Two of Wands. But you're not. It's like all the knowledge and experience is still accessible to you, because you can see it's the same character. This is Chiron, the centaur. That is the wounded warrior, the wounded healer, sorry. Well, wounded warrior. That might be a message for you. It will give you a lot of power and strength, this change. Page of Swords. I feel like it's like the wind is in your favor. It's interesting. It's like the wind is powering the horses that drive you. The Eight of Cups. Yeah, you have to move on from something. And the Three of Wands. And you're going to be possibly recognized for it. You're going to enjoy it. But it seems quite daunting at the moment. Knight of Cups. The Ten of Cups. 10 of Wands and 10 of Cups. It's really celebrating. To me, these two tens are really reinforcing this need to celebrate the transition, to celebrate a move, a change, something very powerful in your life that kind of needs a ceremony, possibly. Ace of Pentacles. I think like you're being given something. You're being offered a gift. Five of Pentacles. But possibly to enjoy this gift, you have to let go of something else. That's how I feel here. Nine of Cups. Yeah, you're definitely getting an offer and a gift. It's something else that I don't think you're seeing yet. I think that you're just preparing for a huge change. And while you are preparing for that change, I feel like there's a ceremony, some sort of ceremonial mindset. It's not a state of mind or a spirit that comes to you. And because of that, I think that you are going to be offered a gift. And I don't think it's something that comes like in meditation, or that's an inspiration, or that's something more subtle. I think that it's actually something physical, that someone is going to offer you something physical. And I also think that possibly you have to wait a little bit. But you will, because you want to do, and you have to do things in a specific way, in your own way, very custom made, let's say, very bespoke, very specific to you. Possibly you have to let go of something else, or just wait. Let go of the expectation maybe, but specifically I'm hearing wait a little bit, wait. Because the structure is there and the change is happening. You're going through the works, you know, the motion is there. And all along this way, all in this story, you need celebration. This story, this specific story, needs a ceremony so that you can enjoy a different energy, so that you are prepared and ready to receive this other gift that is coming. And this gift is about a wish that you have. It's something, it's like a dream come true for you. It's not, you know, something that is completely different from what you have envisioned. I think that it's precisely what you have envisioned. That's why possibly you need to adapt your spirit a little bit to it, so that you can accept that it is becoming reality. Beautiful reading. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Your card is Comfrey. And Comfrey is about ancestral foundations, the structure. And that's why we have the bones here. And comfrey was also used for healing wounds, and it's known to help heal the body overall. So the bones are also the structure of our own body. So they are the thing that holds, you know, our body up, and it's what makes us stand tall. So this card talks a lot about that this structure, this foundation, what comes before, and also what stays after we are gone. So the bones, they are the vestiges that we leave behind, that our ancestors also left behind. So they're like clues. I feel like that there's this connection to ancestral, something that comes before, and also the need to understand what is beneath a situation, what is holding a situation in place, or a relationship or something. Let's see, what is the theme? What is the theme for pile number 2? Gloomy thoughts. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of cards coming out. Main person. Okay, interesting. So when main person appears, whatever is relative to the card. So if the back is that way, this is what is the past. And she's facing this way, so this is the future. Court person. Theft. And prison. Interesting. Such an interesting story here. I feel like this is such a logical conclusion of something. You see? Court person, theft, and prison. I feel like you are going to maybe see how something was stolen from you. Well, I want to know more about the story. This is like a detective story. Very interesting. Okay. So what is on the other side of this portal, this solstice portal? The cards are, wow, okay. Eggshell with creativity. Let me see if I can focus. Okay. This is what is on the other side of the portal. So that's why I feel like the prison, this is a confirmation that the prison here is not that you're going to, it's not about you feeling imprisoned. I feel like it's more about you feeling protected, because the prison is also a structure, a defensive structure. So the crocodiles are outside, but you are going to be able to create something. So interesting. I want to know more. And this has something to do with your ancestors, possibly something that came through your family. It can be like inheritance, some sort of debt that you might be safe from, for example, or I feel like it's something that was very distant and it's now becoming closer and more apparent and clarified somehow. Okay. The Hanged Man. The Star. This is very similar to this one here. It's like a dream comes true after this. Justice is being made. But it's kind of serious. It's like something that had a grasp on your ancestors possibly, and that you're now coming to solve. The Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is a lot like justice. You know, very clear cut. Distant, dispassionate, just objective. Tower. Wow. It's something major. And the Strength card. Wow. I think that something might be changing in the law that is going to affect you somehow. The Prince of Wands. This is a King of Wands in this deck. Seven of Cups. I feel like this is kind of like the wires are crossed and they're like firing. They're not properly connected. They're not making good contact. So it's like the information is not passing through correctly. Ten of Pentacles. I think you're owed something. The World. This is really something that is not about you specifically. I think that this is like a justice that is being done, and I think you're getting back something. Something is going to be protected. And it's also possible that someone will be punished for their wrongdoing, and you are going to benefit from that. I don't think it's something that you're doing actively. You see? Beautiful. Two of Cups. I really feel like there's someone or some entity that is working to defend your rights, and they are going to be successful. I also think that the law might be changing, and it might be beneficial to you. You are going to be able to create something for yourself very special because of this. It's like having the freedom to create again, being free and safe. Wow. The King of Wands and the Queen of Wands here. I really feel like these are two people who might be working together, a very powerful force. And because they're together, I also feel like they might be an organization, because they have this influence that is beyond their own, identity. It's something that is larger than them. It's like the sum is larger than the parts. It's just power. And I think you're just surrendering to it. You're just going with it. And possibly you have chosen the right allies, the right energy to side with, to support. The Fool and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you don't have the information. You don't know what's happening. I don't think you're aware of it. I think that you had this dream, you had this wish that it would come true, but now you feel like you're like it's not possible, or like it was stolen from you, like you lost it. like you don't know where it is, something that you don't know where it is. The Queen of Cups. I think you're going to have a clue, and possibly this reading is also helping you see this, because the Queen of Cups has to do with clairvoyance, clairaudience, with all sorts of creative and divinely inspired ways to act upon the world, to express yourself. I think you're going to get a clue. If it's not this reading, I think you're going to discover it very soon. It's something that's coming very soon. Okay, so Three of Pentacles with work. I feel like when this change happens, you will have to do something. What is it that you have to do? Wow. I think you might have to discover. It's something that you're going to discover. You are going to find out something. And you have to work on it, or possibly you have worked on it, but now you're going to find out. And you have the High Priestess and the Queen of Cups here that are really, to me, indicating that you are being guided by your intuition. So you don't really need to be forceful or to do anything. Just in due time, once the clues start coming in and you get that hunch, or you get that sign, or something happens that has to do with the collective energy, that has to do with the whole, something happens that will then inform your next step. And it's so interesting, because I really feel like you're going to move forward in your life, like feel like you are achieving something with your life after this. It's a great release. So what was stolen from you, or what is hiding? Can we know, or is it just coming out with? I'll just ask this, if we can know. The Prince of Discs, so the King of Discs or Pentacles. Something that was valuable. I think it's something that was very, very valuable and treasured. And it required a lot of work and knowledge and wisdom. It was created with a lot of energy and had a lot of potential, and it had a lot of work put into it. So it's very, something very relevant, very, very, even socially, even something very valuable. It's not only something that you value, it's something very valuable in general. So possibly you're unaware of the value of something. That's also possible here. And once you are made aware of it, you're going to just make a small adjustment, do something very minor that will actually, I think, give you a lot of pleasure doing it. And it's something that will come easy to you, although the Strength card can also indicate some kind of effort, but at the same time, it's effortless. It's like exercising your will and your power effortlessly, gently, elegantly. And because it's supported also with the Two of Cups, I feel like it's super easy. It's so pleasurable. The Two of Cups is love, So whatever you have to work on, I feel like it's something that you will truly love. You'll be free to do it. And this portal is going to be massive. So do you want to know the timing maybe? Is this going to happen like very fast, or what is the timing? Wow, the moon. So I think that's just one moon. It's just like one moon away. But you know what? I am hearing it already happened. You're just unaware of it. Wow. But you will be made aware of it. You will know. Something will happen that will show you. 3 of Wands. So to me, this is confirmation that it already happened. So it's like it's coming to you, and it's going to be just immediate, possibly today or in a few hours, and you'll get a clue about this. You will, or because of this reading, because we have so much of this high priestess energy, let's say, maybe you are kind of motivated to check something, to see if something has changed with a specific matter, a specific situation that has to do with either paperwork or legal matters, something that has to do with getting your rights back, with getting something very precious to you back to you. Super interesting. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3. Your card is Poppy. And Poppy is about remembrance. It is about recovering something that you thought you had lost forever. It is also about motherhood. And to me, this is also about the balance between something very tender and at the same time very resilient and strong, because the poppy only appears in spring and it covers the fields with this red mantle. But it's so fragile. If you pick a poppy, it will die almost instantly. The leaves and the petals, they're so tender and thin and fragile. So it's this paradox between strength and power and sweetness and tenderness, like motherhood. And getting something back from the past that you have forgot, possibly. Very interesting. That you have forgot, or that you thought you had lost forever. Okay. What is the theme of this reading for pile number 3? High honors. Success in love. And rich, good gentleman. Okay. Might also be the case that this is about something that you're kind of distancing yourself from, but at the same time taking care of it, because the poppy also has this story about taking care of children. So knowing when to intervene and also knowing when to let things be and grow at their own pace. But overall, I think that this is something that brought you a lot of this sense of achievement in life. It brought you a lot of how do I say this? It's like being in the sun, like basking in the sun, and then having a lot of cloudy days. And when the sun comes up again, you're so grateful and happy to have that again, to have that energy again. I think that this is the case for you. I feel like this portal is going to make you feel like you've earned something. Like you have a lot of wealth, you have a lot of abundance. Okay, so what is on the other side of this portal? Wow. Pachamama with healing, holding, and holy. Wow, this is really abundance and having a lot, having plenty, but also healing something from the past, possibly. Mending something that possibly you thought was lost. Also finding a piece of yourself, recovering a piece of yourself that you thought was lost. That's very interesting. Such a positive reading. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Whoops. Okay. What the tarot has to say about this for pile number 3. What is this portal, this solstice portal, about? The Empress. This is really about abundance, about enjoying abundance, having something. Justice. Okay, I'm sorry about this. I'm so sorry, I just saw that the camera was a bit crooked, so sorry about that. The 4 of Cups. The Emperor. The Emperor and the Empress. Interesting. The Devil. Okay, so I feel like there's this disconnect here between the Emperor and the Empress, and possibly there was an influence, like an outside influence, or something related to ego or driven by lust and passion, or habits or addictions that possibly created distance between this Emperor and this Empress. So it might be aspects of yourself that you're integrating. So the more masculine and authoritative and kind of entrepreneurial, let's say, side of you, but also the side that kind of enjoys everything that you own or that you can taste in life also, because Pachamama sometimes for me has also to do with how you heal yourself and interact with food, with your sustenance in general. So how you heal yourself with the energy of Pachamama, with the energy of the earth. So possibly there's this kind of separation of the entities here. There needs to be a balancing, and it's like the balancing is not yet done or complete. The 9 of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands. The Queen of Pentacles. the Three of Swords. The Ace of Wands. So I think that possibly that power that drives this integration is blocked somehow. Because there's a wounding here. And I think that that's why this portal is opening for you. And it has to do with motherhood. I think it's like a mother wound. And this portal is opening so that you can heal this wound, the mother wound. But that initiative has this resistance, that will, that power that's coming to heal has this resistance. And I think that you have to possibly consider other entities in this scenario, other details that you're not considering yet. Because you have the Four of Cups here. I think you're missing information so that you have more energy, like more healing energy that can counteract this. Okay. So maybe your healing energy is going to, like, things that are distractions, like addictions or some sort of obsessions or obsessive behavior or repetitive, let's say, like there's a disconnection that happens cyclically, repetitively. And you have to, it's not exactly face like head on, because the devil, it's the type of energy that if you're confrontational, it almost like feeds the devil itself. So I will ask for more advice on this. You have the Nine of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Two of Cups. Okay, just one more. The Four of Swords. I really think like confrontation in this case is not the answer. Excuse me, my voice is a little bit, my throat is hurting a little bit today, so sorry. Okay, I feel like you're not supposed to confront this like head on. You just have to channel your energy in a more creative way, in a more loving way. And the way to do this is possibly to first sit with yourself, be with yourself without distractions. Don't allow any distractions right now, because if you don't allow it, this healing will be, so much more effective, so much easier for you. I also want to clarify this healing, this specific healing that's coming. Okay, the Chariot, beautiful, and the Nine of Wands. I really do feel like this healing has everything to do with the way you channel your energy, the way you use your energy. It's like you can use your energy like for violence or for, confronting people. You can use that energy for your energy, your life force, for loving others, for building things, studying, whatever you want to apply your life force in. You want to put your life force. And I feel like also there's this metaphor between the physical and the spiritual, because Pachamama is the very spiritual essence of the physical. Everything that is in nature that you can touch, smell, that you can enjoy, that you can taste, sense. It's very material, it's very physical, and it's very integrated into our own spiritual matrix. And I feel like you have to integrate it further and grow and mature so that you can leave this devil behind. I feel like really you just have to turn your back to him. And instead of confronting him and making a lot of resistance and trying to fight him, you just have to channel your energy somewhere else and turn your back. And once you do that, you will have a lot of more energy, surplus of energy and attention and, and space in your mind, in your heart. Yeah, I do feel like this is almost like you don't have enough space in your heart. And that's why this isn't happening, because the Four of Cups is like, he's not seeing the 3 cups that are behind him. He's just focused on this one here. And he's, very despondent and not really engaged. It's like being disconnected from reality. And I think it's like this devil created a reality that is false. It's like when you consider, for example, an addiction. It has its own lore. It has its own rules. And that's why it's so isolating for people who are suffering from addictions or some sort of mental illness, for example. Is so isolating because it's a reality that isn't shared. It's a reality that is exclusionary, and it leaves no space for others. It just doesn't allow others to be. And I think that somehow this has to do with a wounded mother, there's a wound here. It can be any type of wound. The mother wound or the father wound. Might also be the father wound because you have the Emperor here. I also think with the Chariot and the Nine of Wands here, I feel like the Nine of Wands here is actually good, because it's telling you that you can climb those stairs on your own, and that it's like you can take this, you can do this. It seems like you're alone, but you're not. But at the same time, yeah, you have to do this on your own. Like, you can't really keep resorting to these same patterns. You have to face yourself. You have to see yourself. And it's really something that has a lot to do with you and not so much with other people. Although there are other people here, there are other influences and people who might be even trying to diminish something about you, or trying to make you smaller than you are or more irrelevant. But I think that the point here is that you see eye to eye, and that finally you get this connection that is true. So in order for you to have true connection, you have to open your heart to something. You have to see something with the eyes of your heart. But first you need to see yourself without this energy, this devil energy that is keeping you in a kind of repetitive pattern. It's like what is expected of you. It's like your identity, the way you present yourself, whatever is limiting you. And it's interesting because I feel like you have so much high honor, success in love, rich, good gentleman. It's like you have, I wouldn't say you have it all, but it might be for some of you that you do, but still there's some sort of insatisfaction, maybe. If it's not you, I mean, don't try to fit, the reading. If it doesn't resonate, doesn't resonate, and it's fine. But I think that this is someone who has a lot and can have even more, but doesn't realize something about this pattern that keeps repeating itself because of this wound here. This wound is just yours. It's not anyone else's in this case, although there are other people who kind of don't get you, possibly. And even if they do, I don't feel like anyone can help you. And that's the whole point. I feel like the whole reading is telling you that the point here is that you do things on your own, but in a way that is not isolating. Just because you have your own reality, that you are like trying to keep other people's reality outside of your own, it doesn't mean that you can't do things on your own in a way that is not integrated with other people's story. You can share stories with other people and still do what you want to do as you want to do it, and be empowered by your own energy without being, feeling like imprisoned or in this cycle, like a never-ending cycle that keeps you stuck or feeling like you're stuck. You're going to move forward, and this portal is about that change, that comes from within. So I feel like this reading was one of the most like inwardly directed readings I have done for the portals of the solstice. This is really about inner change. This is about you looking inside, being with yourself, sitting with yourself, meditating. Even sleep can help. Something that puts you at rest, in a resting mode. It will really help you integrate all these energies and open your heart to something, to true healing that is coming for you. It's such a blessing. It's so beautiful. And it's really right around the corner. It's so accessible to you. It's so close. It's really something that it's like you can smell it already. It's really, really close. So yeah. Beautiful reading. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.